I love the fruit of the Spirit. I love the love, joy, peace, faithfulness, goodness, kindness, gentleness, patience, self-control. I love all of those things. I think that the fruit of the Spirit is a really much more powerful and potent weapon against the enemy than the gifts. Because the fruit of the Spirit really is who we are becoming. Now, so when the enemy wants to make us anxious, peace is the antidote to anxiety. If the enemy wants us to be fearful, the Bible says that perfect love casts out fear. When the enemy wants us to be panicking, then the joy of the Lord is our strength. So the fruit of the Spirit is a place for us to inhabit that causes all external, all negative emotions actually to dissipate. So the fruit of the Spirit can be seen as an antidote to all negative emotions, so that when we live in the fruit of the Spirit, we're not subject to all those stresses and strains on our soul that come through and allowing negative emotions to have free reign. I was talking to somebody just the other day, and they were talking about a situation they were finding difficult. And at one point, he said, if they say this, then I'm going to get really angry. And I said to him, whoa, hang on a minute. You're now making all your emotions prophetic. So you don't know that they're going to say that, but you've got like part of your action plan is that you're believing the worst. Secondly, that if they do say that, then you're planning to trump that by getting angry. So what is all that about? Don't you know that all negative emotions ultimately take you down? They're not satisfying at all. They might be in the moment in some weird way, but you're going to pay a price for them that far outweighs the situation itself. Why don't you choose instead to think about the love of God, or focus on being patient or being gentle? Why don't you focus on those things? Why are you focusing on negativity as a response to something that's not even occurred yet? That's a little weird. Here's the thing too, in our relationship with people, we're all going to find difficult people in our life. And if we haven't got any, the Lord is going to make sure that we get some. Because they all often are a brilliant shortcut into the grace of God, which we all need to grow in. So our response to people is, if they're coming at you negatively, maybe bringing their anxiety and trying to put it on you, my response would be, how about I put my peace onto that person? Sometimes when you're thinking about people that you're about to meet today, maybe a good thought is to think, what fruit of the Spirit should I take into that encounter with that person? So there are some people that I meet in the context of life who are quite morose and difficult and negative. So I always take an upbeat stand with them. I always take the joy of the Lord. So I'm always smiling. I'm always joking a little. I'm always saying, so what would be a joyful way of thinking about this? Because I want to take joy into that relationship. With other people, you might need to take some patience with a particular person. Take some patience into that connection with them, because then at least it means that you're not going to come out of that, hopping mad or anything, or frustrated. So you don't take on board their negativity, but they actually may take on board your patience. Do you ever think why it has 9 fruits of the Spirit, and 8 of them are obviously have an emotional link? Then it has self-control. It's like, what's self-control doing in all of that? Well, here's the issue. If you're moving in the fruit of the Spirit, then you are controlling the atmosphere yourself so that negativity doesn't touch you. So self-control is like the fruit of the Spirit. It's like the benefit of all of that. So what happens is when I allocate a particular fruit of the Spirit to a situation or a certain person, then I have self-control in that situation, which means I'm more likely to do them good. And that is so frustrating to the enemy, who really is trying to rip our relationships apart and bring destruction, because that's all that he knows. The other thing I like about the fruit of the Spirit too is the fact that I can weary the enemy with my joy. I can discourage him with my peace. I can annoy him intensely with the love of God that's at work in my life. I can totally frustrate him by being patient. That's brilliant. The fruit of the Spirit is a genius way to live. Why don't you think about the fruit of the Spirit in a way that means that you allocate a fruit of the Spirit to a particular person, to your connection with them, or allocate it to a particular set of circumstances. Come on, play around with it. Take it with you as a weapon and see what happens. I guarantee your life's about to get more comedic. You're going to have more fun, and you're going to overcome with less stress involved. Try it. It's a brilliant way of seeing and thinking.